I want to quickly talk about two things that commonly come up when you start building more complex projects in Radiant. So the first one is setting your top level module. So as soon as you've created a project that has more than one entity, more than one module in the overall project, you'll have a file for each of those modules, and somehow you have to specify which one is the top level one. Like the inputs and outputs of that module should be the inputs and outputs of the FPGA, and then everything else is going to be a component that's instantiated in that module. So Radiant's going to do its best to try to infer what the structure is, but it doesn't always know, and it doesn't always do a correct job, even if it should have all the information. And so sometimes it will give you a warning saying that a top module has not been specified, or it doesn't know what the top module is, and so it's going to take a guess. And sometimes it guesses right, and sometimes it guesses wrong, and it produces just totally wrong stuff. So if you're running into those kinds of problems, the solution is to set that top module explicitly. So over here on the left, it will try to bold whatever the top module is. So in this case, lab 4 is this entity that is in fact my top level module, but we can still go ahead and specify that explicitly. So if I right click on it, I can right click on the overall implementation, so not the file itself, but the implementation up here, and select Set Top Level Unit. And this brings up the project properties. So this is the same as if I had just clicked Properties. And then here I can set the top level unit. So initially it's blank, it's just going to guess. But if I click the little drop down arrow, then I can select lab 4, which is my top level unit. It's not going to let me select the other things because it's inferred that those are components of the top level module. But you could type them in yourself if you really, really wanted to. And then just hit OK, and then it will be, that module will be set as your top level module. You'll need to go ahead and resynthesize from scratch in order to make those changes apply. The second thing you might encounter is that it gives you errors about requiring VHDL-2008 for a particular construct. So the most common thing is if you've specified a constant using the VHDL-2008 notation, and if you've done that, you'll need to turn on VHDL-2008. You would think that 13 years after VHDL-2008 that this would just be default, but it's not, at least not yet. So here you'll need to right click on strategy 1 and edit the strategy. And then scroll all the way down to the bottom and you can check VHDL-2008 there. And then finally hit OK, and that will be updated. And again, you'll need to rebuild, resynthesize from scratch. Hopefully those help you solve some little problems that you might be running into and get you closer to getting the lab finished. Good luck.